Hello and welcome back to the Self-Devotion Project. I just woke up, like literally a few seconds ago, and I realized that it's now the beginning of week 20 of the 30-week project. So we are 2/3 of the way through with only 10 weeks to go. It has gone incredibly quickly. I've enjoyed every step of the way. This is the first time I've ever shared my life online in any kind of way. Well, in any kind of face-to-face way, let's say, like on video. So, at first it was a little bit daunting, a little bit scary. Now I'm kind of getting used to it. I'm coming to you live in my bedroom as I've just woken up. No hairbrush, no makeup. It is what it is. This is who I am. I hope you're still here watching. I know that people like authenticity. People like to see all sides of someone's life, and that's what this project was about. It was about showing you the real me, sharing the real issues that I have in my life, and trying to do my best to, grow, improve, and just expand my consciousness, really, to reach new heights on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual level, which, it's 20 weeks in now, and I see huge differences in my life in all those different facets, huge differences. The one that's kind of lagging a little bit, which we talked about in the last few videos, is the physical. So the weight loss that I had intended to lose by now in the first video has been very slow, and it continues to be slow, but I believe there's always a reason. There is always a reason when things don't sort of correct themselves or heal or cure even. There's always a reason. So when you're doing everything right and things aren't shifting, you're still supposed to be going through that for some sort of a lesson, for some sort of a reason. And it's about really not pushing, but rather just letting go, trusting and surrendering. So that's kind of where I'm at this week. Letting go of expectations and just being with what is. Accepting what is, accepting that my higher self has sent these lessons for a reason, that I've actually asked for them. I've asked for them. They may have manifested in a way that I think I don't like, but they're meant to be here. So, surrendering. Anyway, last week was aligning with desires, which I did do. And even though I did do that physically, still didn't see much progress. So that's kind of why I'm talking about this surrendering. But in every other facet, still seeing huge changes, feeling much better about myself and the world around me, wanting to venture out more, which was a huge thing for me. I'd become quite a hermit through illness the last couple of years. This week, week 20 of the Self-Devotion Project, is going to be journaling. Now, this is something that I believe is really good for you to do, but it's something that I rarely do. I rarely journal. So this week it's going to be interesting, given that it's going to be the technique of the week, that every morning when I wake up, I'm going to be purposeful and write in my journal before I get out of bed. So I have a couple of different options. I have this beautiful old, I don't know if you can see that, beautiful old journal that, look, I got years and years ago, and yet it's probably only got one page written in it, right? Oh, just mind that noise. That's my cat clawing at the door wanting to come in. But I've also got this beautiful notepad that has all different coloured paper in it, which I thought could be fun. So I might alternate different mornings with either the book or the beautiful paper. And I've got my pencil case in my bedside table with my beautiful pens and textures and stuff in them. I think when you kind of, choose things that you love, it makes it more fun, it makes it more enticing, to have the nice paper, the nice book, the nice pens, that kind of thing. Being the girly girl that I am, that's something that's important to me, and it draws me to the activity a bit more, because it's always been quite hard for me to journal for some reason. I don't know why. And I think when we resist things like that, it probably means we need it more than we realise. I think this week's going to be really good for me. I mean, look, journaling is a way to get whatever is in here out on paper. So it's definitely a form of catharsis, a form of getting your emotions out, releasing your emotions. So when you're journaling, don't even worry about grammar, punctuation, full stops, anything. Just forget about it and just write, and write quickly, because you want to block the shoulds and coulds and whatevers. You just want it to flow, like literally just flow and be your truth. Your truth coming out from the inside onto the paper. That's what you're looking for. And don't censor what you're writing. Do not censor. You want your absolute truth to come out, and it is just for you to read. No one else should ever read your journal. It is for you. It is your own little secret world. A couple of the reasons that journaling is a really good healing practice is that it helps you to clarify your thoughts and your feelings. That's one reason. A lot of us are kind of walking around with all these feelings and we don't necessarily know how to work through them. Sometimes we don't even know that they're there. So one way of journaling is to just let it flow. Just take your pen and your paper and just write. You don't necessarily have to think about what you're writing, just write. And just do it even if it's just for a minute. And I think taking a few minutes to jot down whatever comes to you, your emotions, you'll quickly get in touch more easily with how you're actually feeling and what's going on for you. So it's kind of important information for your emotional well-being. Like, you want to know what's going on in your head. You kind of want to know what's going on so that you can then, you know, take steps to improve things, to improve the people in your life and the feelings that you have. Another reason is just that it lets you know yourself better. You get to know yourself a bit better when you write your feelings and your thoughts. It helps to reduce stress. Obviously, if you write about your feelings, your anger, your sadness, whatever it might be, it's releasing it. So it's releasing stress. It helps you solve problems more effectively. You know, we problem solve from our left brain, our logical brain. But sometimes we need a bit more than that sort of analytical brain. Sometimes the answer can only be found by engaging our intuition, which is right brain, which is, you know, all about our creativity as well. So intuition and creativity. Sometimes we need to access that side of our brain to work through things, to find solutions. I guess sometimes unexpected solutions, and, you know, things that might have felt unsolvable just kind of make sense when we access the right side of the brain. And look, writing is a creative endeavor. So when you write, you are using the right side of your brain. And it even helps to resolve disagreements with others. So writing about misunderstandings rather than going and sort of, you know, getting feisty with someone, if you kind of sit there and write it out first and really get your head around it, it might help you to better understand other people's view, not just your own. So it could potentially stop you from having a major disagreement and turn it into something where you're a bit more, you know, relaxed and can be more assertive about things because you've kind of pre-worked it out in your own mind, in your own heart, before you've gone then and faced the other person. So all you need, some pens or pencils, beautiful books and beautiful paper. And, you know, you can do it any time of the day. I'm just choosing to do it in the morning because I'm the kind of person where if I don't do it in the morning, I probably won't do it. Because it's not, as I said, it's something that's never really stuck with me. I've had many journals in my life, and they probably all have just 1 or 2 pages written in them. So yeah, maybe this week, given that I'm going to do it for 7 days in a row, maybe this will be the change. Maybe this will be the catalyst for me continuing to journal for the rest of my life. Who knows? Imagine if you had books and books of your thoughts and feelings to read back on when you're old. You know, memories to read back on. Even if you kept a memory journal where you just write your thoughts at the end of the day about the day that you had. Even if you just do it on days where there are things that happen that you want to remember, good and bad. Things that you want to remember that you'd love to go back and read one day. I remember I found an old letter that I'd written to a boyfriend from years ago, and it was just kind of cool reading back at the way that I thought back then, what my feelings were like back then. So, you know, yeah, journaling is good for you on an emotional level to release emotions and stress and all of that, but it's also really good on a memory level. You know, life's precious, and journaling is one way to kind of get it down, you know, to record your history. So anyway, this video has gone on and on, so I am going to end it there. Thank you so much for being with me. Week 20, journaling. Get involved if you want to. I would love to hear from any of you about how you find the experience or any of the weeks prior. And have a beautiful week. You deserve it, and I'll see you all again next week. Much love and light-filled blessings.